Let's talk about passwords, the digital keys to your entire online life. Every day you use them to unlock your email, social media, banking, shopping, and so much more. They're the first line of defense between your private information and the rest of the world. Every account you have, from email to banking, is protected by a password. But have you ever stopped to wonder just how secure those passwords really are? Most people don't think twice, they just type and go. But how strong is your lock? Is it a heavy-duty vault, or just a flimsy latch that anyone could break with a little effort? Using weak passwords like password 123 or your pet's name is like leaving your front door wide open. It might feel convenient, but it's an open invitation for trouble. Hackers love easy targets, and simple passwords are the lowest hanging fruit. Hackers, both ethical and malicious, spend their days trying to break these digital locks. Some do it to help make the internet safer, while others are after your data, your money, or even your identity. Understanding how they operate is the first step to protecting yourself. If you know what you're up against, you can build stronger defenses and avoid common mistakes. Today, we'll pull back the curtain on the tools and techniques used to crack passwords. You'll see how attackers think and what makes a password easy, or nearly impossible, to break. We're not here to make hackers, but to show you what you're up against. The more you know, the better you can protect yourself and your loved ones. Think of this as a crash course in digital self-defense. You'll learn why some passwords are cracked in seconds, while others could take centuries to break. By seeing how these tools work, you'll know how to defend yourself. You'll be able to spot weak spots in your own security and fix them before someone else finds them. We'll dive into Kali Linux and HashCat, the go-to tools for security pros and hackers alike. These aren't just fancy programs, they're the real deal, used in both cyber attacks and cybersecurity training. Think of it as learning how a lockpick works, so you can buy a better lock. When you understand the tricks, you can outsmart the tricksters. I'll break it down in simple terms with real examples. No jargon, no scare tactics, just the facts you need to stay safe. By the end, you'll know the threats and how to keep your digital life safe. Ready? Let's get started. So, what is Kali Linux? You might have heard the name tossed around in cybersecurity circles or seen it mentioned in hacking movies. But what exactly is it? Think of it as the ultimate toolbox for cybersecurity pros and hackers. It's not just another operating system, it's a specialized environment designed for digital forensics and penetration testing. It's a special version of Linux packed with hundreds of security tools, network analysis, vulnerability scanning, password cracking, and more. These tools are essential for anyone looking to understand the vulnerabilities in a network or system. Unlike Windows or Mac OS, Kali is built for one purpose: testing and breaking into digital systems. It's streamlined to make the process of finding and exploiting vulnerabilities as efficient as possible. Created by Offensive Security, it saves hours by bundling everything you need into one system. This means you don't have to waste time installing and configuring tools individually. Kali itself isn't illegal or evil, it's just a set of tools, like a hammer that can build or break. It's all about how you use it. Security experts use Kali to legally test systems for weaknesses before real attackers find them. This proactive approach helps in strengthening the defenses of digital infrastructures. But because it's so powerful, it's also a favorite of malicious hackers. They use the same tools to exploit vulnerabilities for illegal activities. Understanding Kali is key. It's the battleground where digital security is tested and breached. Knowing how to use it responsibly can make the difference between being a defender or an attacker in the digital world. If Kali is the toolbox, HashCat is the power tool for password cracking. HashCat is the world's fastest password recovery tool, optimized to guess billions of passwords per second. Its secret weapon? GPUs, the same hardware that powers your games. GPUs can handle thousands of simple tasks at once, making them perfect for password cracking. HashCat unleashes this power, sometimes using multiple GPUs for insane speeds. That's why hackers build rigs with stacks of graphics cards, not for gaming, but for cracking. HashCat supports hundreds of hash types and attack methods, making it the king of password cracking. It's essential for security pros, and dangerous in the wrong hands. 10. Before we dive into how passwords are cracked, it's important to understand what actually happens to your password when you create an account online. This process is called hashing, and it's a fundamental part of keeping your information safe. When you set a password, responsible websites never store your actual password. Instead, they use a special algorithm to turn your password into a hash, a long, scrambled string of characters that looks nothing like your original password. This is done using a one-way function, which means it's designed to be impossible to reverse. Imagine putting your password into a blender and turning it into a smoothie. Once it's blended, you can't separate the ingredients and get your original password back. That's how hashing works. Your password is transformed in a way that can't be undone. What's fascinating is that the same password will always produce the same hash, so the website can check if you entered it correctly. But even the tiniest change, like swapping a single letter, creates a completely different hash, making it nearly impossible to guess what the original password was. When you log in, the site doesn't look up your password. Instead, it hashes what you type and compares that hash to the one it stored when you signed up. If they match, you're in. Hackers can't just reverse a hash to find your password. Instead, they have to guess possible passwords, hash each guess, and see if any of their hashes match the stolen ones. This is called brute forcing. Tools like HashCat make this process incredibly fast, automatically testing millions, even billions of guesses every second against huge lists of stolen hashes from data breaches. Every time a guess produces a matching hash, that means a password has been cracked, and someone's account is now at risk. The best way to protect yourself is to use a password that's long, complex, and unique. The more unpredictable your password, the harder it is for hackers to guess, and the longer it will take for their tools to crack it, often making it practically impossible. So, how does a hacker actually crack passwords? First, they need password hashes, usually stolen in data breaches and sold on the dark web. Next, they set up their rig, Kali Linux, updated GPU drivers, and HashCat. The ammunition? A word list, a giant file of millions of possible passwords, often built from real-world leaks like rocku.txt. With hashes, hardware, and word list ready, they configure HashCat, select the hash type, point to the hash file, and load the word list. One command, and the attack begins. HashCat starts guessing at lightning speed. The most common attack is the dictionary attack. HashCat takes a massive word list and tries each word, hashing and comparing it to the stolen hashes. If a match is found, the password is cracked. Imagine using a list of 14 million real passwords. HashCat can test them all in minutes. That's why common passwords are so dangerous. If yours is on the list, it's gone in seconds. Hackers make these attacks smarter with Mangler rules, automatically trying variations like Password 123 or Sunshine 2024. HashCat can test endless combinations, dramatically increasing the odds of success. The lesson? Never use a common or predictable password. If a dictionary attack fails, hackers turn to brute force. Brute force tries every possible combination, starting with A, then AAA, and so on. Its slow short passwords fall quickly, but long complex ones are nearly impossible to crack. That's why length and complexity matter so much. Hybrid attacks combine both methods, taking a dictionary word and adding numbers or symbols, like monkey 2024. This targets common human habits and cracks slightly more complex passwords efficiently. The smarter the attack, the more important it is to use strong, unique passwords. 11. Now, how do you protect yourself? Rule 1. Use long, strong, unique passwords. At least 12-16 characters, mixing letters, numbers, and symbols. Don't reuse passwords across sites. Can't remember them all? Use a password manager. It generates and stores complex passwords for you. Enable two-factor authentication and 2FA wherever possible. Even if your password is cracked, 2FA keeps your account safe. Prefer authenticator apps or security keys over SMS for 2FA. Stay alert for phishing attempts. Never click suspicious links or enter your password on strange sites. Check if your accounts have been breached using services like Have I Been Pwned, and change passwords if needed. Good digital hygiene is ongoing. These steps make you a much harder target. 11. We've seen how password cracking really works. It's not magic, just powerful tools and fast hardware. The weakest link is almost always a simple or reused password. The solution? Strong, unique passwords for every account, managed with a password manager and protected with 2FA. This isn't just for techies, it's essential for everyone. Audit your digital life. Are you reusing passwords? Are they too short? Is 2FA enabled? The threats are real, but the defenses are simple and effective. Stay vigilant, keep learning, and lock your digital doors tight. Your online life is worth protecting. Stay safe out there. 12.